Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Aveline Writes. This is where I will be talking about all things related to writing, book reviews, a little bit of lifestyle, wellness, and honestly, whatever I feel like sharing. So yeah, in today's video, I will be doing a book review on a book that I read last year from one of my favorite authors. So I know I'm already biased, but I'll do my best to give a fair review. The name of the book is, let me just get it right here. Okay, that was funny. All right. So the name of the book that I'll be reviewing today is Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. It is the third and final book, which is part of the Skyland series. I've read the first two books, and so if you haven't read the first two books, I would encourage you to read the first two books first before you read this one. I mean, you can still read this one, but I think reading the first two books will give you a lot more context. Yeah, so this video will be broken up into three main parts. I will first give a summary of the book, and then I'll give my review, and then I will give my final thoughts. And without further ado, is that how you say it? Okay, without any further rambling, let's just get right into the video. I will start off by giving a summary of the book. And I do apologize in advance because there's probably going to be spoilers. And so if you don't want any spoilers, I would just ask you to save this video and then come back after you've read the book. Okay, so this book is about Hendrix Berry. She is a woman who is a business owner. She is thriving in her business. She has friends that love her. She has family that love her. She is a daughter. She's got a lot going on for herself. She hasn't been quite lucky in the romance department. She also does not want to have kids, so she is child-free by choice. Her work is based in Atlanta. I forget where her hometown is. I'll have to look that up. But her mom is still living in their childhood home. And the year before, the mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and the mom refused to move in with her in Atlanta. She wants to stay at their home. And so at the beginning of the book, we are introduced to Hendrix as she is visiting her mom, only to find that her mom is not at home. She has been wandering. Likely, the police find her mom, and they contact Hendrix and let her know where to get her. And so it is a wake-up call for her and her Aunt Geneva, who was also visiting at the same time. And they decide that Aunt Geneva will stay with her mom while they figure out how they're going to navigate this. The beginning of the book, you really get to see Hendrix's thought process and just what she's struggling with and emotionally and what's going through her mind as she just thinks about how, when she was younger, her mom was taking care of her, and now the roles have been reversed. And she's the one, taking care of her mom. And I feel like it's very sad, I guess. It's very sad and touching, how the book starts. And then when Hendrix gets back to Atlanta, she's, back in work mode, and she meets Mr. Maverick Bell at a party. And okay, I don't want to give too many details because I feel like now I'm kind of telling you the whole book. So yeah, she meets Maverick Bell. There's an attraction there. However, because of what's going on with her mom, and also because of the people that she's professionally connected with, the relationship with Maverick Bell is out of the question. Any type of relationship with Maverick Bell is out of the question. However, Maverick is, intrigued by her, and he starts pursuing her. And so the book essentially goes on to detail how Maverick decides to pursue her, and also how Hendrix is navigating her mom's Alzheimer's, and just figuring it out, adulting, #adulting. And she has to decide if Maverick is worth the risk. And so this is a slow burn romance, in my own opinion, because we don't see any progression in terms of a romantic connection between Maverick and Hendrix until maybe further, halfway into the book, or even later. a lot of the focus is on what's going on with Hendrix and her mom. And yeah, so that is the summary of the book. Okay, so now that I've given a little bit of a summary of the book, I will go into my review. So, if you're not familiar with Kennedy Ryan's writing style, it is, I would describe it as immersive, engaging, sensual. Yeah, she does a really good job of getting you to know the characters' thoughts and emotions and just feel like you're really like inside their head. And so I really like the way that she is very descriptive when she writes. Yeah, I like that sort of writing style. And so with this book, with the beginning of the book with Hendrix and her mom and what they're dealing with, it sets the tone of the book. And something I really liked about the book is that Kennedy Ryan was able to write about something that's, part of real life and something that is sensitive. And so I feel like she really handled that subject with care and compassion. Yeah, if you read the book, throughout the book, whenever Hendrix is thinking about her mom or talking about her mom and just the relationship that they have and what they had and how they interacted with each other. Those parts of the book are very touching. You might shed a tear or two, so just a little warning. But I do feel like the way that Kennedy wrote the book, she definitely put a lot of thought and care and attention into how she addressed the subject. Also, at the beginning of the book, in her author's note, Kennedy Ryan does talk a little bit about one of her family members who was going through like almost like a similar situation, and just kind of like how, yeah, she has an understanding of the feelings and the complexities of caring for aging parents. And so yeah, I like that she was able to talk about that theme and to really get really deep into that theme. If it was not a romance novel, it'll definitely be, I don't know what it will be called, but the genre will definitely, it wouldn't be romance. It would be, just these human themes and really like, I don't know, life challenges and just real. I loved the realness of the book. It's not a fluffy romance book. I wouldn't describe this as a fluffy romance book at all. So that is something I really liked about the book. Something else I liked about the book is the theme of community and friendship and of friends becoming family. In this book, we get to see how the relationship, the sisterhood actually, among Kennedy, I'm sorry, I'm saying Kennedy, the sisterhood among Hendrix, Yasmin, and Soldat, how it has grown and how, they're there for each other and how they have supported each other and just how a romantic relationship did not replace that or did not make the friendship become of any less value. So I really like that about the book. It really, yeah, I really like that about the book as well. And then, the writing style is easy to understand. It's easy to read. I really enjoy reading Kennedy's books. So far, I've only read the Skyland series, and so I want to read her other books. I haven't read her other books, but what I've read so far, it's, I keep coming back for more. So, yeah, it's been really lovely. And so, some things that I think other people might not like about the book, that it does contain open door romance. So basically, is explicit sexual scenes. So it's very like descriptive. But if you know Kennedy Ryan, you know that she's a spicy author. So yeah. And then also some colorful language here and there. So if you're not comfortable with that, then this might not be a book for you. Something that I didn't quite like about the book is that when Hendrix and Maverick did the deed, they did not practice safe. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, so I have to like probably like write it down. But yeah, they didn't practice that. They didn't practice. Yeah, I don't know how else I can say it, but yeah, they had barely known each other at that time. Were not even dating. And so I found that scene problematic a little bit. I just wish if there was a way, if they could introduce the safety of the. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I don't know how to say it. Like, I actually didn't think about this part. Okay, I'm not sure how to say it. But yeah, I wish there had been the safety of when you're doing the deed. Yes. So, but yeah, other than that, I did not have a problem with the intimacy itself. It's just that they didn't, actively, especially because both of them did not want to have kids. Maverick already had a daughter and he didn't want even more kids. So, yeah, I found that contradictory to their characters. I thought they were like really responsible adults, and also because they said they didn't want to have kids. So I didn't understand why they would risk it. I know it's for the heat of the moment, but like, why are you risking it? Is it like, why are you risking it? Is it worth the risk? I don't know. Maybe they thought they were, but anyway. So that was the only thing that I didn't quite like about the book. And then at the closer to the end of the book, the romance does pick up, and then there's a little bit more going on. I felt like the end of the book was a little bit rushed in a way, but it is what it is. I still enjoyed the book nonetheless. Yeah. Something else I'd like to mention is that there is a detailed review on my website. The link is in the bio, so you can read more there, and you can also share your thoughts. Okay. In conclusion, I would recommend this book if you enjoy romance books that also portray some complexities of real life. And I would not recommend this book if you are not a fan of billionaires. Maverick is a billionaire and he uses his resources to pursue Hendrix. And then I would not recommend this book if you do not like colorful language, or if you're not a fan of also open door romance. Yeah, if it bothers you, I wouldn't recommend this book. When I was reading up other people's reviews, some people were saying that they were skipping over those chapters, those sections, so you could potentially do that. But other than that, this is definitely a top book of mine from 2025. I would give it a rating of 4, only because of the scene where Maverick and Hendrix did not practice safe. You know what I want to say. Yeah, I think when I actually remember like when I read that part, I recalled there's a show called Insecure. I remember watching Issa Rae. I think it was one of her interviews, and okay, this is now like a little bit of a tangent, but I remember their show got a lot of backlash because they were not showing in the spicy scenes. They were not showing people like actively, being careful and using protection. And so it was like, I think it was like a hashtag condom gate or something. I don't know, it was the whole thing. You can look it up later. So I think maybe that's why I had it in the back of my mind, and then when I read the book, it kind of like came back to mind. I don't know, but yeah, that's the only reason why that I'm giving it a 4. But yeah, she's definitely one of my favorite authors, and I think it's a good book. Out of the 3, so this is this could be Us, and Before I Let Go. I would definitely put this one at the end. Can't Get Enough at the bottom because of the slow burn romance aspect of it. Yeah. Okay, so there's something that she said at the back of the book at the reading group guide section that I just want to read out, that I really, really liked. It says, in my books, though, they are guaranteed amazing partners, like the women that she writes about. They're guaranteed amazing partners at their sides who respect, love, and cherish them, even as they press on and forward. My stories are here to entertain, but they're also here to engage, to provoke, and encourage. We are having a conversation, you and I, when you read my books. Thank you for listening. And I just really like that. I think it's really cool to see, especially in the romance genre, to just see authors, tackle really uncomfortable topics, or like sensitive topics. And yeah, it just, it gets you thinking. I understand that this might not be for everybody because, some people read romance novels to escape. I do that too sometimes. Sometimes I just want to read something really fluffy, and I don't want anything too deep. And so, which is probably why this book took me forever to read. I think I read it over like 3 months or something, which is not like me. But nonetheless, I love the book. I finally finished it, and I do not regret reading it. And so, yeah, thank you for watching. If you have read the book, let me know your thoughts on it. Did you like it? What did you like about it? Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.